Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, the host of this channel, and I'll be taking you on a journey through narcissism, understanding the narcissist, and understanding the narcissist-related disorders. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 90, the title of which is The Modern Brain Science of Narcissism. And this is actually part 2 of an episode 79 that I did previously last week, and I posted. And in episode 79, a couple of N.A.R.C.N members actually mentioned some stuff to me about some of the points I made in that episode, and I'm just going to investigate a few of those points in this episode just to be a little bit clearer about what I was actually talking about in episode 79, because I think some things in there were maybe misunderstood just a little bit by some people who have watched that episode. So let's just get into the specific points here of what I was talking about in episode 79. We were discussing, as we've discussed in previous N.A.R.C.N episodes, the factor that in modern brain science right now, one of the things that's been going on the past couple of years is that scientists and doctors have been looking into the mechanical function and the electrical function of the brain in narcissistic disorder patients. And how they've been doing this is they've been subjecting these narcissism sufferers to MRI brain scans and to CT scans and PET scans of the brain. Now, they've noticed that when they look at the physical structure of the brain on MRI scans in narcissistic disorder patients, that the brains appear to have not developed properly from when those people were younger children into their adulthood. They can actually see that the brains are malformed in certain areas or have not structurally developed properly in those adult patients who suffer from narcissistic disorder. And they're taking note of this. This has been showing up on those MRI scans. Now, by comparison as well, too, on the other electrical brain mapping scans that they're doing, they are noticing that the brains of narcissistic disorder sufferers, again, also are not showing normal responses in as far as their electrical function in the brain. And how they're determining this is that they will do something like ask that narcissistic disorder patient a certain question. Let's use this specific thing, one specific question that they might ask here. They'll ask this narcissistic disorder patient to think about happy thoughts or elated thoughts that they can think about related to another person that they know or somebody around them who has had good things happen in their life or had happy things happen to them that make that person that they know feel joyful in some particular way. And then they've scanned these narcissistic sufferers' brains to see what type of electrical function they have in response to the question that they put before them about thinking about positive things about this other person. And unfortunately, when they are looking at the scans that are going on here, they are noticing that that narcissistic disorder patient, their brain is not lighting up in the same way that a normal person's brain does when you ask them to think about positive thoughts about someone else's happiness and how that affects that person. So in normal people, when we get asked that question and we think about something happy that we think about another person having happened to them, our brains light up because we feel jovial or positive for that person, and that part of our brain on brain scans would light up and show activity, showing that we're responding to the stimuli of thinking positively about the good things that happen to that person. In narcissistic disorder patients, their brains don't light up barely at all, if anything happens in there. And this is showing on electrical brain scans when they're being posed questions of this nature, that normal activity that goes on in a normal person's brain, it's not going on normally in that narcissist's brain. That narcissist doesn't seem to have the same reaction to thinking about those positive things as normal people do. And this is part of the science that doctors and scientists are now actually studying, that's giving them clues as to how the narcissist's brain works, or how the lapses in function in their brains actually function, because it's showing that their brains are neither normal structurally and they're not normal electrically based on this type of testing that they're doing. And they're starting to understand this more and more and more as they go. So these are one of the scientific functions that are going on lately. Somebody on the network actually asked me or questioned what I was posting about this in particular, because they weren't sure that whether or not this was really conducive information based on science. But if you actually look around even on YouTube and you type in, modern studies of narcissism and MRI relation to brain function and things of this nature, you'll find stuff on YouTube even about this, about these studies being conducted and what's going on with them. I got my information partially from internet stuff, but I also derived it also from an article source that I came across related to what was going on with these particular disorders. And I believe someone actually sent me this article, another psychologist sent me this article, because I had inquired with them about that. And this article is a modern article that's come out in the past 2 years or so, and it's an update article to do with the Modern American College of Psychiatry and Psychotherapy. It's related to the yearly things that they put out in those journals. So that's where I got my information from as well too, was from this particular article that another psychotherapist actually sent to me. So this is part of what I wanted to make a point about, related to episode 79. I may put out another episode related to the modern brain science of narcissism as well too. I'm constantly doing research related into this and trying to keep you guys in the loop of what's cutting edge with the information related to narcissism and related to the treatment of narcissism and all the things that are related to that, as well as the accompanying disorders. So maybe at a later date I'll post another video on this and give you guys an update of what's going on in this, because this is an ongoing learning process for me and for everybody who's in the narcissism community to learn stuff about this. But for now, I'm going to say I hope you guys enjoyed this little update episode. I've got lots of new content coming on the N.A.R.C.N network and new content coming on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch you really, really soon.